Hello everyone, my name is Promise Odera Ono, and I'm making this video. I am back to base, and I was on holiday, and a few issues has been popping up. So I'm going to try and see if I can address the much I can remember in this video. So first thing first, congratulations to Nigeria and the National Tigress on their uh, winning of the trophy. And that's why it is important that when the federal government recognizes our sportsmanship, especially the girls that represent us in the the female African Cup of Nations, that we use it to sort of encourage other sports teams to also put in their best. And we can see as well that they have also given them, federal government have also given uh, the Nigerian women basketball team $100,000 each as well, and an apartment, which I think is also commendable. Just like I said, it is also commendable for the Super Falcons. Now, I understand the only problem I have is, of course, using dollars to pay your own citizens when you are a federal government. That means you're neglecting your currency, which is the naira. But I have no problem with the amount because those guys probably earn in dollars or earn much more higher than what has been given. So it's just a token to appreciate them choosing to support Nigeria or to play for Nigeria. So that said, I also understand the grievances of people who are not, you know, happy with the amount given. But one thing we must all understand is that the country has just changed all of us to a point that we now think it is only fair if all of us get equal amount of either suffering or or largesse. But the truth is, if other people get what they should, it does not mean that it's wrong. The Super Falcons and of course the Tigers deserve the money they've gotten. I know that all of us might still have one issue or the other, but that does not take away from the fact that they need to be, of course, appreciated. So what you see that the federal government is doing, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the wife welcoming them to the state house and Aso Villa, and appreciating them, is very important for our sportsmen and our sportswomen to put in their best when they are playing for the country. These things unite the country, so it's very good. Now that said, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's not just be angry that okay, he has not come across to us, so because of that it is wrong. No, it's not wrong. That all of us are suffering does not mean if somebody gets out of the suffer that we should be angry because we also have not gotten out of the suffer. No. Now, I saw the video of the Nigerian soldier lamenting painfully, and I feel his pain. Soldiers don't fight for money. Soldiers fight for love of country. But what is very important is that they are respected. They are respected heroes. So wherever you see soldiers, it's a mark of respect. It's a mark of the highest level of service. And these men supposed to get more than what they are getting now. And it's very important that even Showore that has recently been pushing and fighting for the police force, even the retired policemen who are not well looked after, these things are very shameful. We are under policed, we don't have enough military men, and yet the ones we have, we don't look after them very well. And also cause for the corruption that is also in the military and also in the police force. So it might not just entirely be the government, it must also have an element or elements in the forces who are also part of this corruption, and meaning the soldiers and the lower ranking officers are not getting what they should. So that said, moving on quickly because I want to address a lot of things. Now, Festus Keyamo came on channels and also went on a rise and had a very good intellectual conversation. And I really appreciate Festus Keyamo whenever he speaks, and it shows that he has other experience as a former presidential spokesperson. He knows how to talk, and he's an intellectual. He knows how to present cases, and he's done a good job in his analysis, the work he's done, And I think he's one of the few ministers that Bola Ahmed Tinubu have in this administration that has been performing well. The other one is Tunji Olabumi Ojo, and of course Taiwo Oyedele, who have delivered the tax reform. So a few things has been done well by this administration, which I must commend them for. And the plans to reconstruct, as he says, that it's not renovation, that is reconstructing the MM1, as they call it in Lagos, is important. It's very important, because as you go to different countries, the first port of call in any country, the first door you see is the airport, especially the international airport. So it speaks volume on how the reputation of that country is perceived by people who are not from that country. So it's important, as other African countries are developing and expanding and beautifying their airports, that Nigeria follows suit, as we like to claim that we're the giant of Africa, even though we know we are not. So it is important. I commend him, and also want to commend him as well that airpeace are now flying to Heathrow. We are not hearing that they are not performing well, because if they're not performing well, they won't get Heathrow slots. I think they gave them Gatic to see how they perform, and we know Nigerian Air has been there, Arik Air has been there. So now we are all praying and hoping that airpeace will strive and survive and even do well. And he also says that the fares are going to come down. So actually, I was very delighted. I also watched his interview on Arise on Primetime, but I didn't like the way he was talking down on the guy that was, anchoring the show. Maybe he thought he's more intelligent or more intellectually mobile than the guy. He was a bit running the guy down. But anyway, his points are still clear that the money that have been allocated for this project is slower than what other countries are mapping out. But the important thing to say, like the News Central anchor Wenga delivered in his monologue, it's very important that we understand that this is not the first time money has been mapped for airport upgrade. In fact, since Enugu was closed down for many months by Buhari, and that airport was upgraded, so to speak, or the other part of the airport was built, it has not been commissioned. It has not been, it's not functional. It's not in use. And the one that we are using now, that we so-called Enugu International Airport, it's like a hall. It's not even up to a primary school compound, here. It's like a hall. In fact, if you're using that airport, you take one step, you see one agency, you take another step, you see one. That's how you'll be giving your passport. And Shehu brought that up with Festus Keyamo. And he did say he's not in charge of other agencies, which I can understand. So he said they're going to bring state-of-art technology, to streamline all these agencies, their works, and and I think Olabumi Tunde Ojo is also doing so much in terms of security and making things very seamless. So in that aspect, in that regard, I actually applaud President Tinubu. And also, very importantly, he also said, which I think even Alain Onyema has also said, that is very, very important and key to economy and to the progress of the aviation industry, if we manage to get to get dry lease. So he says, Festus Keyamo says, in the coming weeks we are going to get dry lease, which means our planes, will start coming to us, or to be fully operational by us, operated by us, and that will bring down the cost of air ticket or airfares, which are really, really commendable. So I really commend, what Festus Keyamo is doing. But again, when I saw that somebody like Ganduje has been made chairman of FAN, I just started smelling something fishy, because most of these contracts it's not really like they are there for them to utilize all the money mapped out for it. We know that money exchange hands, and people take money and put in their hands and in their pockets and what have you. I don't trust Ganduje. I know, of course, there will be a lot of looting in this project, but nobody is expecting somebody like Tinubu or APC government to be very prudent, or to be to stay without stealing money. So it's expected of them to steal money anyway. So what we are hoping is, while they are stealing, if there's any little they can give us, and then God helping us, if our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, gets in power, then we know we are dealing with somebody that has integrity. Because as far as this government is concerned, they don't have integrity. Then for the first, I think, 15 minutes or so of that interview with Minister Festus Keyamo on channels Politics Today with him. I really enjoyed it. And then when he started talking about the politics part of it, the ADC, whatever, they speak as if they are God in this election, and he was even boasting how he's predicted all the elections in the past. And let's be honest, if there is no Yakubu Mahmoud, there will be no Tinubu. Let's just face it. If there is no, because we are all short-sighted, we didn't see the plan. So we are all doing our best. Everybody was campaigning in 2023. Even celebrities were coming out doing free shows. Everybody was saying, come out and vote, come out and vote. We didn't know they have another plan, right? Now, we need electoral reform. Nobody is doing it. So we know the game again is going to be almost the same. So what we are saying is, how do we make sure that we have a level playing, field? Because apart from that, all these things Festus Keyamo is talking about, all their analysis, all their whatever they are talking about is purely based on the corruption of INEC, and that's how they hope to get power, not on any other indices or demography that they are quoting. We all know the truth, and let's face it, that's the truth. So what we know as it is today, and they keep claiming, oh, Peter Obi cannot penetrate the north. Peter Obi cannot penetrate. I just saw the video by Prophet Issa El Buba, and I really appreciate all these men of God that are speaking up. I appreciate Dr. Paul Eneshe. I appreciate Dr. Suleiman when he speaks. Even Pastor Bakari that spoke recently. We need more clergymen to speak against these people, so they will know clearly that they stand with the people, right? And as it is, once the north is ready, the south is already ready. The south is ready. We just need the northern youths. We just need the northerners to be on board with us, to speak with one voice. So I really appreciate the timely message from Prophet Issa Ebuba. We just need to know that we are all in the same country, we are all in the same ship, we are all in the same container. Once we all agree to work with one voice, to work with one purpose, to discard any tribal sentiment and religious sentiment, then you see Nigeria work. Because the problem is, once we start to talk, somebody will tweet one nonsense, the northern agenda. If you vote P2B, you are the enemy of the north. We want some of those divisive tweets, and it makes us to feel like in the south that we're not part of the same problem, or there's a different agenda going on somewhere. But once we all speak with one voice to demand what we want for Nigeria, trust me, we can unite in purpose and demand collectively what we deserve as Nigerians, and you see that these people will start giving us a better result. Right now, the only opposition we know that is very vocal is Mr. P2B, and that's why everybody is talking about Mr. P2B. All their spokesperson, all the influencers that have been gathered in a room and been given all the incentive they are giving them to be propagating and fighting obedience online, we know they are all scared of one person, and that is Mr. P2B. So once the North can align with the South and agree to work with Mr. P2B, who has clearly stated that he doesn't need more than 4 years, and you just need to look at his track record. It's easy for you to believe somebody who has a track record. He said he doesn't need more than 4 years. Personally, I would say let him go for 8 years. But if he needs to move power back to the north, then that is what will give us peace. Because the north has agreed to move power down to the south. And somebody came and said he's turn when he's supposed to be southeast turn. Somebody came and said Emilokon, and now he's there. So he has taken 4 years out of what's supposed to be 8 years of Igbos. But that's fine. If P2B goes in there and do 4 years, Igbos are even happy that we can smell the presidential villa at all. Do you understand? Give us 4 years, it is enough. And you see it, Nigeria will balance. A lot of ethnic and tribal sentiment will go away, especially from the southeast zone. Everybody will feel like they are part of this concept called Nigeria again. So I want to commend, everybody that has been working tirelessly to get us, Mr. P2B essentially in power in 2027. And again, to Dr. Ruben Abati, one time you will talk as if you're on your right senses. The next time you will talk as if you are still a spokesperson for your former bosses. The importance of saying P2B can be trusted or cannot be trusted, or mocking him for being a humble person, he's not doing it for you. If he wants to show off, you, Ruben Abati, cannot even come close to him. He's way richer than you. But at the same time, people don't like it when people are nice. They like it when people bully them. They like it when people are autocratic or tyrants. So at the end of the day, we just keep watching and observing. And we pray that 2027, Nigeria will get a better headway, because we've suffered long enough and we lost so much blood in Nigeria.